Yeah, can you take out these slides? Yeah. That seems to be good. Right? I'll give you a break in a short while, but let's continue first. So guys, what have we done so far? First, we started to understand that basically research involves finding solutions, and then we said that in the process of finding these solutions, we have to follow rules. And we said there are various rules that must be followed when we find the solutions, and these rules are basically called the Harvard referencing, right? So the rules are what, guys? Rules are what? Harvard referencing. Yeah. So when we do research, we follow rules, and these rules are the system called what? Harvard referencing. Take it down now. Now, there are times where when you go out there, maybe when you talk to your friend who is also doing research, they might ask you, hey, what rules are you following? They might say, oh, I'm following APA. Or when you talk to somebody else, they might say, I'm following another format. Now, why are there so many different formats? There are so many different formats because different countries, they use different types of rules when we follow research. Now, the Harvard referencing system is the rules that is used in all the universities in the UK. So, if you study in any university in the UK, this is the rules that you must know. Yeah. For example, on the other hand, like APA, if you have somebody studying for an American degree, if you talk to them Harvard, they will say, what is Harvard? Or they might say, no, I am not following the Harvard rules. What rules do you follow? APA. So, don't follow any other formats. Don't follow anything else in your final year. You only follow what, guys? Harvard referencing. You can write the word here, rules. Right? Research rules, Harvard referencing rules. Right, so let's move on. So activity 2 is what? Activity 2, when you go back home today, log in to turnitin.com. I am not sure whether it has a student login. I'm not sure for you to just put and check your own work. If this is not allowing you, don't worry. There are other places which will allow you, once you do your assignment, to submit free of charge, and then that software will check how much of rules that you have broken without you knowing. So before you give the assignment to ALC for marking, you go there and check and see whether you have followed what, guys? Harvard reference. Understand? So activity 2, you go and have a look, but if you can't log in, don't worry. So let's move on. Right? A lot of students ask me sometimes, "Sir, why do I have to follow rules?" Right? Why do I have to follow the rules? That is because that is the right way to do work. Not that we don't have any other work to do. We have to follow the Harvard referencing rules because that is the right way of explaining our solutions. That is the right way of explaining what we have found out, solutions to our problems. So that is what we are going to look at in a short while. Then we are going to look at the Harvard referencing in detail. Then we are going to look at how do I do the referencing. If I take something from a book, how do I reference it? If I take something from the internet, how do I reference it? If I take something from a newspaper, how do I reference it? So there are different formats that I need to follow. And then what do I need to reference and when do I reference? So basically, guys, let's try to finish up as much as possible today from here. I don't think so we can finish everything, but let's try our best to do as much as possible. Now, is it wrong? This is the question. Is it wrong for you to take part of the solution from somewhere else? Listen carefully, huh? If you don't listen carefully, you will mess it up. When you are now finding solutions, is it wrong for you to take part of the solution from a book or from the internet or from a magazine or from a newspaper? Is it wrong? Is it wrong? That is the first question. Is it wrong? Is it wrong? It is not wrong. Because why? Nobody knows the answers to everything. Correct or not? So you have to be able to find the answers in so many different places. So if you take, is it wrong? It's not wrong. But the most fundamental rule is this. If you take anything from anywhere, it is not wrong. But you have to do something. Highlight this word. Called what, guys? Acknowledge. Highlight this word. Acknowledge. Acknowledge here refers to saying that. Acknowledge meaning, you will come across this word. Finally, sometimes you have the UK people coming down to see you off, right? Then they will say acknowledge. When you say acknowledge, what does this mean? It means acknowledge is telling, in my solution, listen carefully, write down later, listen carefully. In my solution, in my answer, I have found the answer, but part of this answer is not mine. I took it from somewhere else, and I took it from this person's work, and I am saying that what he has said in my work. One more time. In my answer, I am acknowledging and saying that part of this work is not my work. It is somebody else's work. But it is relevant to my work, therefore I have taken from him and I put it inside my work. So if you want to look at, now take this research paper, If you take this research paper, right? For example, go to the second column, right? Second column, you have this one? This is yours. Right? Everybody else have this one, yeah? Now look at this, acknowledge. Now look at the second column. Here it says, business is not divorced from the rest of the society. How companies behave affects many people, not just shareholders. A company should be a responsible member of the society in which it operates. But after that, can you see now something within the brackets? Can you see now within the brackets? Within the brackets, now this author is telling he has taken that section from this magazine called Internet World Business Council for Sustainable Development, which was published in the year 2006. Understand that now? Understand that now? So now let us say I am marking this work. I read. Now I come to this part. Here now he said, this is not my work. He is doing what? He is doing what? He is doing what? He is doing what? He is acknowledging. He is acknowledging and saying, this is what somebody else has said. I have taken it from there and I have now put it into my work. And I am acknowledging, I am saying that this is not mine. This is somebody else's work. To say some more very clearly, this is somebody else's one, he is doing two things. First, look at this. Can you see the quotation marks? Beginning there is a quotation and the ending there is a quotation. Correct? First thing. To show that he is acknowledging. To show that he is acknowledging and saying it is not his work. The second thing he is doing, within this bracket at the end, he is telling where he got this work from. Highlight this whole thing please. Example of acknowledging. Right. Are you okay so far? Now short while you are going to do this. Short while you are going to do this. So better listen carefully and understand this. Now, he did what? What did he do now? He did what? What is this he has done? I can't hear. What he has done?
Acknowledge.
Acknowledge. Acknowledge and said what? That this is not my work. This is somebody else's work. Correct or not? And he gave the rules. He followed the rules and he gave the reference within the brackets. Now let's say I am marking this work. Now I want to go and check what this person has done is actually true or not. So now what do? I go to the back. Can you go to page number 10? Can you see there is something called references in page 10? You got it? Page 10. References. There are two papers here. Did all of you got it? Can you see the section called references in page 10? Yes. Now these are all the places where he has gone and got ideas how to do his work. Now if I want to go and check exactly where he says, go to the next page. References, he has given one section called Internet. Right? Internet. Now look at where he says. He says Internet World, Internet he has taken from the Internet section. World Business Council for Sustainable Development, number 1, 2006. Correct or not? Now go and find and see whether can you find or not. In the Internet section, go to the last one. World Business Council for Sustainable Development. You found it? Highlight it. Highlight the Internet and highlight the World Business Council for Sustainable Development. So I mean social responsibility. And then look at number 1. Number 1. We hear about corporate social responsibility. How do firms put it into practice? So if I go to this section, if I go to this website, I will be able to find out exactly whether these things appear in there or not. Now there are sometimes very smart students or trying to be smart. There are smart Alex who are trying to show that I have done references, and then they give references which doesn't exist. Are you following me? That means they are trying to show they follow the rules. But these smart Alexes are giving some WW something which nothing exists with what they have done. So these are, that's why I said the word smart Alexes. Thinking that they know, but they don't know. The vessel is empty. So, when you follow the rules, it just doesn't end there. The lecturer sometimes will go and check whether what you have written there actually exists or not. So guys, now you see how much of work you have to do one reference. So that is what we are going to do with this. The word called what? Acknowledge. Acknowledge basically here it says what? Acknowledge basically here says what? Acknowledge basically here says what? Acknowledge here basically says what? Right? Acknowledge basically here says what? Acknowledge basically here says what? Kumuta. Acknowledge basically here says what? What is acknowledge meaning? Acknowledge basically means what? Telling others that this work is somebody else's work. In other words, acknowledging means you are telling this is not my work. Right? Acknowledging means basically telling this is not my work. It is somebody else's work. Now you must also understand one thing. There are some of the students in the previous research class, I have stopped allowing them to go to year 3. After the research method class, if things are not followed properly, I have stopped them from going to year 3. And I won't hesitate to do that here if it is not followed. Because at the end of the day, it's my reputation also with the university that I have to safeguard if there are students here who don't seem to do their work properly and get it right. So don't be surprised by the time this finish if I stop you from going year 3 if this is not properly being put into your mind. It is so serious. I'm not wasting my time, guys. Sunday morning driving 40 kilometers from KL and 40 kilometers to go back home. I'm not wasting my time. I'll give you your space, but don't mess with me. If you mess with me, that's the last thing that you need at this time. Because I'm coming here to give this thing very, very seriously. So take maximum advantage out of it. Learn from it, but don't mess it. Understand? Understand or not?
Yes.
So please do it properly, and I know when the time comes to kick others out. So acknowledgement here means telling people this is not my work. Now number 2, highlight that word please, credibility. Credibility and reliability. What is credibility and reliability? Now you see this person, for example, in this example I have given, yeah? Why is he giving so many references in his reference list. Page number 10. Why is he giving so many of these references in his reference list? Why? He is telling that when I was finding solution to this problem, I went and checked so many various places and I found the answers in so many various places to derive to whatever he is telling the solution here is. Are you following me? He is telling I have gone and checked in so many places before I say this. Example, I ask you the question, is traditional based costing better than ABC? In 2 weeks time you come up and say, sir, ABC is better than traditional based costing. Or you might come and say, traditional based costing is better than ABC. And I ask you, how do you know? You will say, sir, because I did all my research. I went and checked in all these places. And then I found out that my answer is so much. ABC is better than traditional based costing, or traditional based costing is better than ABC. Now my question is this. When you have that long list of references, your work becomes credible or not? You understand credible means or not? Credible means you are showing that I have done very in-depth work to come to this solution. Yeah? Credible here means what? In-depth work. Yeah? In-depth work. That means I have done a lot of work. In-depth work. Right? In-depth. Right? In-depth work. Very detailed, very in-depth work. Yeah? So that is why having a detailed reference list is also important. You are showing that you have gone and checked many things before you tell what the solution is. Right? Third one, demonstrate that you have read and considered the relevant literature. In other words here, relevant research material. Right? We can practice right now. Literature here means research material. Now what is this? What is this example I have given? In the future, lecturers will tell you about this. Go and find or go and read research papers. Look at this, guys. This is what is called a research paper. Yeah? Research paper. You will read some of these things to find the answers you need for your work. Right? So, research papers are what sometimes called as what? Literature. Literature means books, research papers, newspapers. There are so many various types of literature that we will go and check. Third one, validate points that you have made. Highlight that word again, validate please guys. Validate here means confirm. Confirm. Confirm and saying what you said was right. Now, right? Now, just a simple example to tell you. Now, when you go out, maybe your friend asks you, for your investigative studies module, how many words do you have to write for your assignment? You will now straight away tell what? If your friend asks you, how do you know it is actually 3,500 words? Then you will tell the person, because Mr. Shamin said so. Correct or not? Correct or not? Yes. What are you doing? You are doing something called what guys now? Validate. Validate means you know the solution. You are telling the other person, this is the solution. And then you're also confirming and saying it is because somebody else have done research before and he found the solution to this and he is also saying this. Validate means reconfirming, right? Assuring that what you're saying is right. Lastly, following academic writing standards, and very importantly, avoiding what? In other words, copying. Avoid copying. So this is why we need to do the referencing. Moving on very quickly. Are you all hungry? Did you have your breakfast today? You need a break? You need a, yes or no quickly?
Yes.
Okay. I wish we could have gone without a break, but never mind. So can we meet up at 12? You have time? Okay. So just quickly go for a break and come back at 12. Yeah. Just a quick one. So guys, carry on quickly. Please come back at sharp at 12. If you are here or not, I'm going to start it at 12 and then don't miss out anything please. So quickly, please go for your break and come. No, there is a difference. So once you acknowledge it, the system has the ability, like I said, okay, you see like this one. The system is quite intelligent. They will now read this section and then they will say, okay, there is a bracket here, there was referencing. Because referencing is done, this section will not now be taken as a, because the red area is it won't be taken. But this software is also somehow even, it can even tell whether the format that you have written here is right. So if you have never done anything, it will take this and it will put it in. But if you have done this in the right way, it will put it as green. But you did it, but you didn't follow the proper methods of referencing, then it will put it as green. Understand? Any questions? Okay. Any questions, guys? Okay, so
Small bottle.
yeah. No. Yeah, you're right. You see, like for example, this person acknowledged saying that this exactly these words, he took it from somewhere else. Correct?
Yeah.
So is he right now? Yes, he's right because he followed the rule. But imagine now this last part he never put. He didn't put this part. Now in his work, he's telling these words, but he never said that this is somebody else's work. Is he right now? No. Because why? He took this from somewhere else, correct? And he's not telling no, this is my work. Even he forgot to put, people will say he still did what? Plagiarized. So we must be very, very sure always whenever you take something,
So if
you
you
put.
the reference means it's not wrong.
It is not wrong. As long as this is called references. If you give the references and say this is somewhere else, you are okay. But soon we will discuss another small problem. You see, you can take like this. Imagine your assignment is only 1000 words. But like this, you have taken maybe 500 words from many places.
No, that's why it's
Then your assignment, you are writing only 500 words. Understand the problem?
Yeah.
So then it can still be considered also now as plagiarism. So there is a rule. Rule is this. Usually, if you can remind me when everybody comes back, your 3,500 words, right? Maximum 10%. You can take like that.
references.
I mean, you can take more references, but I will show you. There is a difference. Exactly as somebody else's words for you to take and put into your one, maximum 10%. That means up to 350 words.